Hello. Today's April 16th. I've tried to record this journal 2 times now, but I think I'm losing my mind. Um, this morning I literally had a day in the life by the Beatles kind of morning. And what I mean by that is I just had a moment where I woke up, I fell out of bed, and I dragged a comb across my head. If you've never heard the song, there you go. You just heard a portion of it. Covered to the utmost accuracy. But no, I woke up, I fell out of bed, and I brushed my hair and I left my house, and there we go. I'm in the rat race now. And that sort of realization hit me this morning, is that you're driving along in the morning where everyone's going to work and you're part of the rat race. I don't know if any of y'all have ever seen, there's a cartoon, I guess, on YouTube. It has a few million views, maybe tens of millions of views, but it pretty much just depicts like a city or an urban environment, but everyone's rats, and it's just some sort of meta commentary. But the rat race, we've all heard this term. It's just what we do. We go from one thing to the next, and there's really not a whole lot of time to stop and smell the roses, which today for me is really the whole day. So I described my initial moments of the day, and then I cleaned houses, and then I went to the gym, and then I had a meeting with a professor, which I'll talk about at the end. I'm recording this now, and then I'm going to work, and then after work I am putting together like a rough edit for my girlfriend, and then I'm gonna go to bed. So yeah, today is entirely the rat race, where I'm darting from one thing to another, and it's anything but slow, if you know what I mean. But turning back to this morning, I was listening to my jazz playlist. I do have a jazz playlist. I just created it because I always liked jazz, but haven't made a playlist yet. Anyways, well, this isn't really jazz. This is more so just 40s music, isn't it? Yeah, it's 40s music. It's not jazz. But That's Life by Frank Sinatra came on. And Frank Sinatra talks about the race, but essentially the rat race, within the song. He says, "Each time I find myself flat on my face, I pick myself up and get back in the race." Once again, covered to perfect accuracy. I sounded just like Frank Sinatra, right? That was gross, and y'all probably saw it. Oh well. But I think this song is sort of existentialist gold, and this is why I've struggled to record this journal, because it's existentialism with some differences. It's definitely answering to suffering and choosing not to really focus on the suffering too much, and it's choosing to laugh in the face of meaninglessness and pain, and just getting back in the race. But you can consider that living authentically from the existentialist point of view. Not to mention, Frank says if he didn't think excuse me, life was worth it, he'd essentially off himself. He puts it more poetically than that. I think he says he'd hop on a big bird and fly away. Not the Big Bird from Sesame Street, because this song predates Big Bird from Sesame Street, but one can imagine. So, that's also got some existentialist tinge to it. He understands that life has no meaning, but he does think that it's worth it, and so he's not going to do the hideous act, so to speak. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. as like someone who goes to the same school as me but looks 4 years old walks by. That is nuts. Anyways, I think that, you know, the reason why this connected for me in the morning is because existentialism is a good answer to the rat race. And it's been a while since I've talked about existentialism or read any existentialism. I do think that doesn't matter. There's a movie I watched recently that had some existentialist themes. But the point is that even in the rat race, something that, you know, defining it that way has a negative connotation. So even something that is negative, I think we can find some sort of solace in there. But I haven't mentioned that That's Life is, or for me at least, became synonymous with the Joker movie. It's featured in the movie, and I was also thinking about this morning, is that when music becomes synonymous with something else, you know what I mean? Like it's you think of it in tandem with a movie or a dance or something like that. So when art becomes a part of something else, I think that we start to dislike it more. This could be anecdotal, but you know, I was a big fan of Tame Impala, but as he became more and more mainstream, I liked him less and less. And I think if you are a degenerate like me and have seen like any media or posts on Instagram pertaining to music, you might find this. Like people talk about it with Radiohead and all that. So I think what's really going on here is that, you know, art serves as a way to create in-groups almost, especially music. And, you know, because you like this song and other people do, but not everyone else likes it. So there's an inverse out-group thing. And this is, you know, some sort of social psychology. But when there's no more in-group or out-group, or when, you know, the in-group is so big that an out-group is almost like redundant to even think about, like someone like Drake, or, well, Drake not right now, but like Beyonce, or, you know, everyone always has haters, but you get the point. There's some sort of numerical threshold, I think, like 70 or 75% of the population, the relevant population, let's just say that. Anyways, that was just another idea I had this morning that I wanted to bring up, because I think there's something interesting with music and social psychology. There's some sort of connection there that, you know, I'm probably not the first one to mention this anyways. So let me know what you think about both of those ideas. I already gave the outline of my day, so I'm about to head off to work now. And yeah, the talk with my professor went well. He's a part of the conference that I'm also a part of, where I'm giving a talk, not this weekend, but next weekend, and he made me feel more comfortable with it. Just asking questions about it, you know. So that was good, and now I'm not as nervous for that. But the nerves will definitely start to kick in more. But don't have to worry about that until it happens. So yeah, it's another really nice Tuesday. I hope your Tuesday's going well. I'm gonna try not to fall asleep at work. Yeah, peace and love.